What's up, guys? Coming right back at you. It's Chris. Wanted to just turn out like 2-3 quick videos while I have the time. Plus I like to get the videos out early in the week. I usually save, fight prediction fights to the week of the fight, and then I like to get them out Monday or Tuesday or even Sunday if possible. So, not really a whole lot to talk about. There's 3 fights I want to talk about, but I don't got a lot to say about them, in all honesty. I talked about these bouts yesterday on the Science Violence radio show. So if you want to hear a little bit more of my thoughts on these fights, go back and check that out. I'll put a link in the information part as always of the video. Friday night, ESPN Friday Night Fights, coming back at you for a special edition of Lucian Bute going to defend his title against Jesse Brinkley in Montreal. Bute looked really good in his last win, taking out Edison Miranda in a form that no one's ever taken Edison Miranda out in. Jesse Brinkley's on a nice little roll, got a unanimous decision win over Curtis Stevens in his last fight. Fight I actually predicted Curtis to win in, but Brinkley got the win. However, I think this fight's going to be easy for Bute. He's got a big height advantage, got the reach advantage, hometown crowd advantage. Not that that factors into the fight always, but and I think he's the better fighter. He's just a better fighter, point blank. I mean, no disrespect to Jesse Brinkley, but Lucian Bute is one of the top fighters in the world at his division, probably top 2 or 3, if not number 1. If not, I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but that's just, he's up in the top 3, no doubt, at super middleweight. Anyways, I think Bute is going to have his way with Brinkley. I think he's too fast. I think he's a much better boxer. I think he's got more power. Jesse Brinkley hasn't been able to take body shots the best in the past. I've seen him lose on body shots, and Bute, as we saw in his rematch against Andrade, he's got a pretty wicked body shot. So I expect Lucian Bute to win this fight by TKO, and I'm going to go with a body shot somewhere mid-rounds. Should be an exciting fight, though, for the atmosphere, if nothing else. Next up, Friday night, Showbox. Real quick, Antonio Tarver taking on Negi Aguilera. Antonio Tarver making his debut at the heavyweight division of what he thinks is going to be a long run. I don't think so. Negi Aguilera coming off a loss to Maurice Harris. Not often you see a guy stepping up to fight a guy that's coming off a loss. I don't have really anything to say about this fight. I think Antonio Tarver is going to win. I'm not really looking forward to it. I don't think Antonio Tarver, the Magic Man, is going to make a mark at heavyweight. I think his best days are behind him, and that's that. Saturday, ESPN3.com. WBC heavyweight champion Vitali Klitschko is going to defend his title against Shannon Briggs, of all people. Vitali's coming off the 10th round KO win over Albert Sanowski. Briggs on a roll, 3 first-round KOs in a row over nondescript opposition, to put it lightly. I said on the radio show, I don't really know why Briggs is getting this title shot, other than the fact that maybe he's a recognizable name. He's a very big, imposing figure. Best days are clearly behind him. He's had a lot of semi-retirements and comebacks and, just inconsistent. There was a time, when he challenged Lennox Lewis where he was a legitimate, real threat, even though Lennox blew him out. But that was way back, in the day. Ever since he fought Sergey Laihovich, he hasn't really done much with his career. He's a good guy. He's charismatic. I think he should put a good build to the fight this week, good hype. But I don't really see him standing much of a chance. I think it's going to be a typical Vitali/Vladimir fight. They're going to dominate. It's going to be one-sided. Briggs always has a puncher's chance. You never want to count out a heavyweight fighter, or any fighter for that matter. And Briggs does have a pretty good punch, if nothing else. But I don't think it's going to be a problem for Vitali. I think Vitali's going to dominate. I don't know if he's going to be aggressive early or not. He may play it safe, but I think he's going to win this fight mid-rounds TKO. So look for Vitali Klitschko to dominate. And another fight, though. Even though I'm not looking forward to the fight itself per se, I do like watching the fights over there in Germany because, especially the Klitschko brothers fights, more so than the fights themselves. The intros. I think the intros are great, and once again, the crowd's really into them for the most part. So, Vitali Klitschko to win by TKO. That's pretty much it, guys. Once again, I talked about these fights a little bit more in depth yesterday on Science Violence Radio Show. You can check that out if you want. I'm sure I'll be talking about the afterwards next Sunday on the show as well. Once again, I'll put a link to that in the information bar as always, as well as a link to my Twitter. And just want to hear your guys' thoughts on the fights. Not really who you think's going to win or lose, because I would imagine that you're all going the same way as I am. If you're rational, sensible fans, which I think you guys all are. But what do you think's next for Vitali? Do you think we'll get the Hay fight if he beats Harrison, which he should? Or do you think maybe we'll get Adamic or something, I don't know. Or do you think maybe Vitali should call it a day after this? What else does he really have to prove? I don't know. I just want to hear your guys' thoughts. That's it for now, though. Until next time, guys, I'm out.